Hello friends, welcome to today's session. In today's session, we'll be discussing a relation between pressure and volume for an important process that is nothing but the adiabatic process. In our earlier session, we had seen what is adiabatic process. It is a process in which the system neither takes heat from the surrounding or nor it gives the heat to the surrounding. Okay, so let us try to derive an expression for the relation between a pressure and volume for an adiabatic process. So today's topic for the discussion it is adiabatic relation. Adiabatic relation between pressure and volume. Adiabatic relation for pressure and volume. So in order to derive this expression, what we will be considering is we will be considering one container or one cylinder we will consider in which 1 mole of ideal gas we will enclose. Okay, and being an adiabatic process, for an adiabatic process we know that the in adiabatic process the system does not receive any kind of heat from the surrounding nor it gives heat to the surrounding. So we'll be considering that limitation as well, and by using a first law of thermodynamics and the Mayer's relation we'll try to derive this expression. So first of all we'll just note down the description. Consider a 1 mole of gas. Consider a 1 mole of perfect gas. 1 mole of perfect gas. 1 mole of perfect gas enclosed in a perfectly insulating cylinder. Perfectly insulating cylinder. Perfectly insulating cylinder. Okay, so as it is a perfectly insulating cylinder is there, gas is enclosed within that container. Okay, so gas is not giving any amount of heat to the surrounding, nor it is taking heat from the surrounding. Okay, so it is an adiabatic process. The process is adiabatic process. The process is adiabatic process. Is an adiabatic process. As the process is adiabatic process, the amount of heat given or taken from the system, so it will be zero. So you will get dq is equal to 0. So we'll write down, we'll call this as an equation number 1. So for this process, we'll be assuming that the net exchange heat between the system and surrounding it will be 0. Okay, so now consider that suddenly if we are expanding the gas, so what will happen? The volume of the gas will increase. Okay, and the temperature of the system will fall, because we know from the first law of thermodynamics the amount of heat given to the system, it is utilized for the two purposes. First one is to increase its internal energy, second one is to perform some amount of external work. So in this case the amount of heat given to the system it will be 0. So the work done it is due to the expense of the internal energy. Since we have considered it is a perfect gas, okay, so there will be no attraction between the gas molecules. So whatever the internal energy will be there, it is due to only the temperature factor. Okay, so the work done which we are getting, it is due to the expense of the internal energy. So what we will do now, we will just consider from first law of thermodynamics. From first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics, we know the relation that PV is thermodynamics. We know the relation dq is equal to du plus dw. Dq is equal to du plus dw. This is a relation for the first law of thermodynamics. And this further we can rewrite in this fashion: dq is equal to du, because we know that when the gas is expanding, the work done it will be that is nothing but the pressure into change in volume. Okay, so let us now in this equation what we will do, we will substitute this value. So what we will get, 0 is equal to du plus pdv. This will be the expression which we will be getting. Let us call this as an equation number 2. Let us call this as an equation number 2. As just we had said, it is a perfect gas, so whatever the amount of internal energy will be there, it is due to the temperature only. So we can use the definition of specific heat at a constant volume. So by definition of specific heat at constant value, by definition of specific heat specific heat at constant volume. We know that specific heat at constant volume, that is CV, it will be given by, it is nothing but the rate of change of internal energy with respect to temperature. So from this one we can write du is equal to, if I transfer this dt from this side to this side, it will be dCV into dt. And this expression we have written for a 1 mole of gas. If it is a n mole of gas, then du it will be n times Cv into dt. Now what we will do, we will substitute these values in this equation. So what we will get, 0 is equal to value of du, it is Cv into dt plus P into dV. Let us call this as an equation number 3. Okay, let us call this as an equation number 3. Now, as it is a perfect gas, so we know the relation between the pressure and volume for an ideal gas or perfect gas from equation of ideal gas. For an equation of ideal gas, we can write PV is equal to RT, that is pressure into volume, that will be nothing but the molar gas constant into temperature. So if I differentiate this equation, what I'll get, differentiating, if I differentiate this equation, what I'll get, it is a product of two quantities, so I have to apply the product rule, which states that first constant into derivative of second, so that is dV, plus second constant into derivative of first, which will be dP, into R into dt. It will be R into dt. From this expression, what I'll do, I'll try to calculate the value of dt. So from this equation, if I try to calculate the value of dt, it will come out to be P dV plus V dP divided by, I am transferring this R from this side to this side. It will get divided on this side. Okay, so this is the value of dt. We will substitute this value in the equation number 3. Okay, so therefore equation 3 becomes, okay, now if I substitute this value in this equation number 3, so what I'll get, 0 is equal to Cv as it is, and value of dt, it is nothing but P dV, it is P dV plus V dP divided by R, okay, plus P into dV, that is an expression. Now what we will do, we'll just try to open this bracket, okay, what we will do, we will multiply both sides by R, okay, so multiply both sides by R. If I multiply both sides by R, so if I multiply both sides by R, then 0 into R, it will be 0, okay, plus if I multiply this term by the R, this and multiplied R, it will get cancelled. So here you will get only Cv in bracket P dV plus V dP plus P dV into R you will get, because we are multiplying both sides by R. So here you will get the R. Okay. So this is the expression which we have simplified. Okay. Now next further what we will do, as see here it is a R, which is a molar gas constant. Now we know from Mayer's relation, which is the relation between pressure, specific heat at the constant pressure and the specific heat at the constant volume, that is nothing but the Cp minus Cv is equal to R. This is a Mayer's relation between the specific heat at a constant pressure and the specific heat at a constant volume. So instead of this R, we will substitute these values. If I substitute it in this equation, so what I'll get, 0 is equal to, this will be, and I'll multiply by this Cv as well. Okay, so if I multiply by this Cv, so this will be Cv into P dV, plus Cv into VdP, Cv into VdP, okay, plus it is P dV, we'll write down P dV as it is, and instead of this value of R, we will substitute the value of this R, which is nothing but the Cp minus Cv. This will be Cp minus Cv. So further we will try to simplify this equation. So this will give us Cv into P dV plus this will be CV into VdP plus if I multiply by PdV, so it will come out to be Cp into PdV minus Cv into Cv into this PdV as it is, so PdV. Okay, so now see, this is Cv VdP, this is Cv PdV, this is minus Cv PdV. So this first term and this last term will get cancel each other. Okay, these two terms will cancel each other. So what I'll get CV into VdP, and this will be Cp into PdV. This expression we are getting. Now see, what is our aim? Our aim is to derive a relation between pressure and volume for an adiabatic process. So I have to get the value of pressure and volume in a final expression. Okay, so for that purpose, what I'll do, I'll try to separate out the variables. For that purpose, what I'll do, I'll take dp on one side and dv on another side. So if I write down this one, it will be Cv into Vdp is equal to, if I write down on this side, it will be minus Cp into P into dv. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll try to collect the pressure terms on the one side. So it will be dp. So I'll transfer this free form this side to this side. It will get divided. This is equal to, this will be minus Cp. If I transfer this Cv from this side to this side, it will get divided. So it is minus Cp by Cv. And on this side, this V is multiplied. If I transfer on that side, it will get divided to this term. So it will be dV by V. Okay. So, but we know that this Cp by Cv, that is nothing but the, it is a gamma, adiabatic ratio, that is Cp by Cv, it is nothing but the gamma. If I substitute it in this equation, so what I will get from this equation, will get dp by dv, dp by p is equal to minus gamma into dv by v. For this one, I have substituted this gamma, so it is minus gamma dv by v. Now what we will do, we will just simply integrate this equation. So if I integrate this equation, so what I will get, this will be integral, because gamma is constant, we will take it outside. So integral of 1 upon p, it will be ln of p. This is equal to minus gamma. This will be ln of v. This will be ln of v. So now what we will do, we will transfer this term which is a minus on this side. If I transfer on this side, it will becomes plus. So it is minus gamma ln of v is equal to 0. Now we know the relation, we know the laws of logarithm, that when some number is multiplied to the logarithm, it will become a power. So with this gamma will go to the power of this v. So it will be ln of p plus ln of v raised to gamma, which is equal to 0. Okay, so and whenever there is an addition of these two logarithmic terms, we will have a multiplication. Ln of m plus ln of n, it will be ln of m into n. So from this one, we can write pv raised to gamma is equal to 0. Okay, so now if I transfer this term on this side, okay, if I take a antilog of both this side, so it will come out to be one more thing that it is there, we have to take a constant of integration over here. Let us call it as an ln of c. We forgot to take a constant of integration. Let us say it is ln of c. So ln of c, here it will be ln of c. So from this equation, if you take an antilog of both sides, you will get an expression pv raised to gamma is equal to c. Okay, means the adiabatic relation for the pressure and volume, it is that PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. So it is a similar kind of expression which we are using for an ideal gas equation. PV is equal to RT. So adiabatic relation for a pressure and volume, it is PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. By using this PV is equal to RT, you can convert this from pressure into temperature as well. Okay, but you can do this as an assignment. Okay, I hope you have understood the process, derivation, how to derive this PV raised to gamma is equal to constant, which is nothing but an adiabatic relation for a any system which follows the adiabatic expansion or compression curve. Okay, so you have to remember this equation, PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. We'll stop here for the today's session. Thank you so much.